Test, test, test. Basically, what I'm going to do is I'm going to perform a couple of pieces on my Mattson mini modular right here, which I just got about a week ago or so. It used to look like this one right here. It was more or less the standard format. And what happened was I was working on a system for Billy Corrigan that George put together, and George had the idea of making just separate tiers like this using those jigs, since he'd probably never use those jigs again. And I was running out of space with the module complement I had, so he came up with this, and we came up with a price and figured that out. It's not as complicated as it looks. It's a very simple setup. It's actually, I've got a modifier here, I've got a voltage controlled oscillator here, a mixer for those waveforms out of the VCO here, and then that goes into a filter, and then between the filter and this amplifier I just have an envelope generator here, and I use that for both the VCF and the VCA. This whole block right here is basically replicated here, here, and here, with the exception of I've got sample and holds here and LFOs here. And I've got a couple other LFOs and this utility one, a little gate generator, and then some multiples. The other thing that I really liked about Ichabod that I couldn't do, and that James talked about earlier, is that when Wendy Carlos was doing Switched on Bach, everything was a single pass on the synthesizer. Every track was done one by one, not really synced or anything like that, but she had to do that manually. It was such a manual process, and you had to build up sounds. With Ichabod having 8 MIDI interfaces, I was able to do some orchestrations with some lute pieces, and actually, prior to that even happening, I had already made some demos on the MMM that I had, which is first production run, and that had a single MIDI interface. So like Wendy Carlos did, I had to do my lute orchestrations, that sort of one pass, single pass, and then with modern sequencing, I was able to get a little sync in there. Not that it's anything you know, as great as Switched on Bach, but hopefully it kind of sounds like it. So are there anyone that studied classical guitar at any point? Anybody? One classical guitarist?
I play guitar. 2?
Oh wow, okay, so then you might not even recognize these pieces then. Basically I've got a minuet in A minor by Henry Purcell, and I have an anonymous lute piece, and then I have a dance lute piece by Cesar Negri. So let's do a little sound check. Not going to play it on the Syntar. I'll do that. Play the Syntar in a minute. But basically what I'm going to do is I've got MIDI sequences here going to 4 MIDI interfaces here, and I got 4 separate voices. So I'm going to try to orchestrate it a little bit. Let's see. Sound man. Let's see, I just want to put a little reverb on that. Okay, here goes nothing, I think. Oh, that would be the wrong piece. right, and this is an anonymous piece entitled If I'm Aware. It's also in Italian, but I can't pronounce it, so I won't try to butcher it. Let's see, here we go.